computer. Okay, September 9th, 2021, little Healy user group meeting. Um, and I'm going to take some questions from everybody, but I also, whatever your questions are, whatever you'd like some help with on Healy, I'll do a little demo tonight. And then I'm also going to encourage, if you have the ability to get up in the morning and spend an hour, I believe it's either an hour or 90 minutes with Nuno Nina. And I'm going to guess a lot of you don't know that name,
Nope.
but you may know it on your Healy program. And so I'll go a little bit into that because he's over in Portugal. So I guess I'll just start with Nuno. I will show you, one of the programs that he created for us or series. So I'm going to share my screen here. Let's go through, share my screen, share screen, iPad, come over here. Okay, so I'm on an iPad. So for some of you, I know some are just basically brand new here, just getting their Healy. So I'm just going to start from here just to kind of give you, I could be on my iPad, I could be on my iPhone. I also have an Android tablet, or I don't have an Android phone, but same difference. So over here, I've got a little folder, and I just call it my healthcare folder. And I open it up, and I've got 3 apps in there right now. I've got Heal Advisor, Healy, what I call it with the pink dot, and then Healy with the blue dot. So these 2 applications here work with Healy. Well, actually, directly work with Healy. They will drive Healy and they create like a Bluetooth connection. So I want to come over here. So I'm going to turn on my Healy. I push in the little center dot and I get it flashing like that. You can see it flashing. So when the green light flashes on a single click, that means that my Healy is turned on. And now I've touched the app on my phone and it's spinning around and it's going through to make a connection. And it has now created a connection with Healy. And so now these 2 guys are connected via Bluetooth. So I now can work this application. So I can go more into that, but first of all, I was talking about Nuno Nina. So right here, these gold cycle programs, Nuno Nina in his practice in Portugal has created these series of these programs. And in a way, you could think of them as like a score of music. And when I say a score of music, they're not like a note. Each note has a vibration. So in the Pure program, there could be up to 500 different frequencies that he's created in a sequence that he knows will help our body energetically in certain ways. And he calls it the Pure program. And how did he learn this? Well, he's been working and treating people with energy medicine with frequencies for almost 2 decades now. And he's over there. He's an intuitive guy. He's very, and he really understands a lot. And when Healy was building their device, they said, well, we should really get connected with this guy. And how could we leverage his talent on what he's done in taking care of people, capture what he's done, put it in our program. So now all we have to do is just push a button and we get the benefit of having like a frequency doctor, if you will, right here in our room, in our home. So Nuno is very good with this. He's treated thousands of patients with these programs. And tomorrow, the reason I'm bringing this up is because tomorrow morning, I noticed on Facebook here, he is doing a live program starting at what time is it? It is 7. I got to go back and check because I know I'm getting East Coast, West Coast times mixed up. But he is doing a live program tomorrow morning, and I think it's 7 o'clock our time, 8 o'clock 8 o'clock west or East Coast. There it is. Okay, yeah, 8 o'clock New York time. So you see right here, learn more on the gold frequencies with Nuno Nina. So there's Nuno right there, and so tomorrow you go through and you can get connected with this thing. So it will be live on Nuno's Nina's Academy. So I thought, okay, I will type into the chat right now so that you guys can have it. Let's see over here. I get the chat. That's interesting. I'm not sure how I do chat when I'm sharing my screen. There it is. So here is the URL for tomorrow. So I'm typing into the chat, Nuno Nina. Why did it not type in there? Nuno? Nuno? Nina. Nuno Nina. CAD. Okay, I'm typing this in there and it wasn't coming in right. Let me just type in here. Boom. AKAD. Why did I spell it wrong? AKAD. Okay, there it is. So you can copy that link. There's the link, and actually you've got it there on the screen. But I would definitely recommend joining this. I'm going to be there tomorrow to go watch because I want to learn more about what he has and why he created them. But so I'm sharing that because you can actually learn from the guy who actually created it, and I think it's really valuable to get that information directly from the source. I've had my experience has been I've had a lot of good experience myself with with these frequencies on that, and when people brand new get a Healy, I recommend to them. I said, for the first 2 weeks, I would just go through and use the gold programs as your body gets used to frequencies. You really can't go wrong with that. So here I'm now trying to rehook back up to my Healy. And why is it not showing back up here? Here it is. There it is. I'm over there. So as I get connected over here in this top corner, I can touch here, and that's how I get back to my different programs. So I'll pause for just a second. Is there any questions about the gold programs, Nuno Nina, or how to go watch that for tomorrow?
I'm curious about the gold program. So do you just pick one of the grouping and just start and just kind of make a circle around?
That good question. Okay, let me get in there. I want to go over there, so I'm going to cancel. What is going on here? Why is it not? I am going to reconnect. If you saw, my thing was hiccuping there. So when I get a hiccup like that, what I basically do is I just start over. So the question was, where do I go? Where do I start? So there's two ways that you can go about it. One, you can just go through and try the programs. Typically, I'll go through and say, let's just start up here at the very top with Pure. That's a very good program just to start. So it's like a kind of a detoxifier, and just start over there. And then you can kind of connect into these programs and figure out, they just have a name over it, but underneath it, there's a stack of up to like 500 different frequency sets that can be vibrated into our body at that time. And it uses this little quantum sensor. So in there, it's going to check what do you need most.
Okay, that's all right. I understand.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
And there's things here. So let's say you're feeling low, energy works
Mm.
good. Release if you're feeling some pain. I know I've had that reported. People going, well, I've had pain. You know, I'm
Mhm.
kind of burned out. I need to relax. So those programs, you can kind of just go from there.
Okay.
Or what you can do, you go like, oh, I wonder which program I might want to run. So I could go then into the Blue Dot program. Let me get that in there. I'm going to start it up. And I can analyze and I can figure out which one I should use. So I can come over in here. I've started the Blue Dot app up and I'm connecting to myself. There I am, John Miser, come in here. And I select a database. And if I'm going fast, I'm kind of going fast. So if you're brand new and you want me to go slow, ask me and I'll re-show you this. So there's Gold program right down here. And I'll
Yeah.
say, you know what? I'd like to find out which Gold program I should use. What would be good for John? Oh, you know what? It's taking a long time. And you know what happens sometimes when this happens? Notice down here in the bottom right, I've got this little wheel going on. I normally turn that off, especially when I'm going to be doing a demo, because sometimes what it's doing, it's going up to the cloud and it's doing an update.
Oh,
So if all of a sudden you get something like this and it's stalling and you're going like, wow, okay, it's actually trying to do two different things. One, it's trying to finish processing with me, but it's going through doing an update. So I found out I can either just wait, but in this case here, you know, we're live. I'm just going to go start all over again. And I will kill this. I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to make sure my Healy's turned on, let it go there. And I'm going to go into here. I'll have to do this twice. I'm going into my settings and I'm going into connect to cloud devices.
okay.
Here we go, cloud, key management. See, I've got it down here. Oh, here it is. I'm already there. So see down here at the bottom where it says synchronization.
Mm-hmm.
So I have automatic sync. Well, I can turn that off. And I can also turn off the list sync. Now it's already started a process, right? But I'm here live. I want to kind of go faster. So I found out it's just easier to kill it again and then come back and open it. Now this time I'm not going to have to worry about a database sync. And I'll be able to just do a, notice the little gear wheel is not spinning.
Yep.
So if you get frustrated like that, this is the fastest way to go cure it. So we're going to go back here. I'm going to go to gold. I come back in here. I'm doing an analysis and boom. Okay, see how much faster that went? Oh,
So,
look, it became, go ahead.
yep. So it's coming. I see what it's doing. And so it gives you the first second on what works best to work on.
Yep. And it gives you the percentage. Yep.
Yes. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep. And then, you know, before you go there and then like switch and transition to go do it on the pink dot where you hook up with the wires, you can just in this moment go through here and tap on it in this way.
Yep. And just, that's what I've been using mostly. I've done the pink dot a couple times, but life's been a little bit busy.
Yep. Sure. So you've just done the blue dot. Is that what you're saying?
I've done the pink dot a couple times, but as a rule, and I definitely feel the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And I've used it on my husband and on my daughter, who my daughter's living, she lives in Virginia.
Okay.
So I'm a little curious about how to maneuver best for people that are long distance.
Okay. So what's your question there specifically?
Well, I guess you could do the same thing. Once you have them set up in your under your clients, then you can go through and do the analysis for them that way.
Correct.
Okay, so, but obviously she's not close, so I can't get her to do the pink dot. I would just use the blue dot for sending, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct. And you're
Okay.
aware that even if she's away, she's not close by, you
right.
can add her as a client.
And
She
I
doesn't actually
have,
have to hold it. Pardon?
and I do have her in there as a client.
Yep. So I would just go like this, in case anybody else didn't know that. Add a new client right up there at the top.
Okay,
So I go here. So I'm going to do, instead of adding an individual person, look, I can add a person, I can add a dog, a plant.
I love the plant.
Yep. You see over here, I've done that in mine. I've done it with a few plants because I wanted to practice. Let's see, where is it? There it is. My lovely house plant, an orchid, and I think I had one more. Maybe I got rid of it because I think I got rid of I had given rid of it.
How
Yeah.
did it work?
Well, okay, let's see if I can see the pictures. I don't know if I saved the pictures, but I will show you. Where is it? It was on my lovely house plant. I'm going to go through and I'm going to tap the picture here as if I'm editing it. I think I can
Yeah.
get bigger. Actually, I need to go over here to edit it. So to edit, I come over here to clients and I'm going to go over here to my lovely house plant and I can touch over here. See where the little arrow is? Like if I were to edit, I think I can get a
Yeah.
bigger picture. Oh no, maybe it won't let me get a bigger picture from here. Oh shoot. Okay. It's kind of hard to see this. Will this get?
I can kind of see it.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to see if anybody else can see up there. But this plant had just stayed as it was. It didn't die, didn't go. But when I started vibrating frequencies in it, I started getting new leaves coming.
Wonderful. All right, I'm going to play with that.
Yeah, it's definitely worth playing. In fact, one of the guys who was on here a lot with me in the beginning, a couple of months ago, he's a soil agronomist, and his daughter, who's in third grade, did a science fair project. And what she did is she took 2 trays, planted them with seeds, and in fact, I can go to their Facebook and bring it up. But
That's cool.
two seeds, and she picked the frequencies. Mom and Dad didn't. She picked the frequencies. It was her experiment. Took a picture, planter box 1, planter box 2, and then she only vibrated Healy frequencies onto one of them. But it was the same seeds, same watering, same thing. She did her experiment taking pictures. Well, lo and behold, I may be off a little bit, but she had a germination rate of like 85% with the Healy, the vibrations, and like 50% on the one that didn't.
Interesting.
And
Cool.
then on top of that, she also had much more growth. And so she had these pictures like this and had it up on her little display, which she won on her science experiment. So
Cool.
it was very cool. It was like and the Zach didn't influence his daughter. He let his daughter scan. Obviously, it was through the Blue Dot app. Let his
Yeah.
daughter scan and do that. So yeah, you can do it with that. Do it with your dog. Do it with your a horse or cat. You can also do it with as I've done here before. I've done a group. I come over here. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment and take a photo. And the photo is our Zoom group. I'm going to go resume screen sharing right now. Okay, so there's the photo I just took, right? That's what my screen looks like, and I'm going to use this photo. Boom, there it is. Now you can do this with your family. I'm just trying to give you ideas of how to think, or your work
Well,
department.
yeah, that's what I would like to do.
Do it with your family?
Well, yes, because I got my grandchildren living here and things get kind of hectic, and I wanted to try to do a program to calm them down like a half an hour before bedtime.
Uh-huh.
How would I do that?
Well, you take it. you'd either do it individually, James, or a group of them. You could just say, like, get the kids and say the kids, and then you could begin to run an experiment and go, oh, well, I wonder if let's say, like, back on the program that we had under the gold frequencies, there was a thing called relax. There's also
Right.
there's also a program called sleep. There's all and the sleep things, and you can experiment and see which ones vibrating that into your kids while they're going through begin to have that effect. But what I will tell you is this: I have a friend of mine who is a Healy user, and he had GERD, acid reflux, and so we were working on the different programs in there on Healy, and he kept going, "I'm not getting any results, John. I'm not getting any results." And I was kind of like bewildered. I kept going like, wow, this is odd because, sometimes people get them right away, first, second, or third time. Some take maybe 2 weeks, and some, it might even take, a month or two. Well, with him, it had gone over a month. And then I finally went to him. I said, Greg, what are you eating? Oh, and I mean, he's about my age. He goes, well, I have Captain Crunch and Fruit Loops and Cocoa Pebbles in the morning. And he goes, he's talking about having GERD and reflux kind of issues. And I go like, Greg. And he was like drinking a Mountain Dew during the day. I said, what you're asking Healy to do, let's just say we went over to the pain program, and the pain program will definitely start to remove pain. I said, you're asking the pain program to remove pain, yet you keep taking a hammer and smashing your thumb. I said, it's not going to work. I said, you're putting garbage into your system and you're attempting to get it to manage the issue. So the frequencies do a lot of phenomenal things, but you can't counteract them with, that kind of a deal. So I'm saying that, James, in the way of like, if the kids are going to go through, you're running the relaxed frequencies. If you're also, trying to, bring about activities that are more calm, which obviously would make sense. It's not going to be like the kids are running around, you run the relax, and they're kind of getting gassed, and then they just fall asleep on the floor,
Right.
right?
Yeah, I realize that.
Yeah. So, but that's a
Yeah,
good
'cause
question. I mean, what to kind of do? So here's what we would do. So in this case here, I'm calling it, I'll just call it the Zoom family, right? So it could be the James grandchildren family. So I'm calling the name, I'm calling it the Zoom family, and today is 9/9/21. Okay. Actually, then they're going to say data foundation. Again, I'm just going to say, okay, create over, place a foundation. I'm just going to call it Zoom call. Okay. Good enough, right? I've captured it. So that's part one of getting that part. And what I would do over here, so now you got the grandkids, or you've got your family, or what have you, your plant. In this case here, since I'm going to capture all you out there, including myself, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click this little plus button, and I'm going to record a vibration. Now this is the part where everybody kind of goes like, I don't understand it. This is really woo-woo. Yeah, and you're right. In a way it is woo-woo until it works. That's it. It's like woo-woo, it works. I don't know. Explain to me how the cell phone, when I text, it goes to, your phone, Julie or Dorothy or, James or Pat, or Hun. It goes to your phone, not somebody else's phone. Well, there's in this quantum field, you can think about something and you can have somebody go like, wow, I was just thinking about you, and then you called me. We all had that experience.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking about somebody and they called. So we don't end just here in our physical sense, we extend out there. So in this case here, what I'm doing, I'm going to record a vibration and I'm thinking of the group. So I'm thinking of our Zoom call. So I get down here and I am thinking of us as a group. So I record that vibration. It's in there. It's now recorded. So I've got a picture of the group, I've got a vibration, and I've given us a name. Okay. So now I come up here to the little check mark and I touch that and it says, okay, the client has been saved. Do you want to synchronize it with the cloud? Yeah, sure. Why not? Do you want to do an analysis right now? Yeah, might as well. Why don't I go through and analyze us as a group? My first or second time doing this, analyzing it as a group, as I'm demoing it like this, I just scrolled down and I went to all Healy programs right here. So all Healy programs relates to every program that has Healy in its title. So obviously Bach Flower Remedies is not a, while it is a Healy program, it's not one of the 23 that they're talking about here, because they're going to only do Healy Watch, Healy Animal, Healy Digital Nutrition Mixtures, you know, like that. That's what that means. So, and it's not going to do vital substances. It's not going to do Bach flowers. You've got to do those databases independently on their own. So in this case here, I'm going to select all Healy programs. And I'm going to start an analysis. And then I put my finger here. And when I put my finger here on this little, you know, point, just think of it as an on-off switch. That's basically all it is. It's not doing your thumbprint. It's not, I know they have the little graphic there, but it's just an on-off switch. I've already got the information on where to go and how to go with the picture and the vibration. So us as a group, it came up with these 5 programs of being our highest relevance as a group. Okay, so 62% the Deep Cycle programs, 57 the Healy Wellbeing programs, 55% the Healy Beauty programs, 49% the Healy Digital Nutrition Mixtures program, and 47% Healy Watch Digital Nutrition programs. So it assigns it a date. That's what this is down here. And I now can go down here and touch this actions button. And I can either create a PDF and I could send it to somebody if they wanted to have this as a report, or I can vibrate it. And when I click, it's ready to start vibrating. But over here, the very bottom, it says select transmission duration. So I can select a transmission duration. And I can say, okay, let's just go, you know, I can go as short as, you know, under a second, you know, almost 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 8 seconds, 17, 37, you know, and as it goes through even longer chunks of time, or I can create a manual, you know, time. I can say, you know, do I want to go for days, hours, minutes, right? So I'm going to come back and I'm just going to use the default one of 1 minute, 20 seconds. So right now, in this moment, these frequencies are tapping everybody on this call. So same way, James, if all of a sudden you had did this and you had done this, gotten this far in the program and you were sending it and you were sending out of the gold frequencies, the top 5 there, and you're vibrating it out to the kids, grandkids, they all would be getting it. Somebody else said they were going to go put it on their plant. I think it was Julie. Your plant would be getting it. Okay. So the plant would be getting it. So there we go. Or the individual who you did.
So I've got to create a client, and
Yep.
I've got to create a client and then pick on that client,
That's correct.
then run the frequency.
And then run the frequencies. Yep. And once I've done that, so here I'll wait as this thing stops, they'll give us all the vibrations right now. When that, you know, so your client can be an individual, it can be a group, can be an animal, can be a plant, it can be a building. You know, maybe, you know, it's just everything has a vibrational frequency. You know, when you get right down to it, and it's all working on what Einstein said, you know, E equals mc squared, right? Energy, if energy equals mass, you know, the rest of that calculation, well, you know, on one side that we have to actually be energy. So it's kind of hard to figure out because I feel like I'm solid, but after you go through with this, you know, we're actually organs, cells. Cells are, you know, are composed of molecules. Molecules are composed of atoms. atoms have protons, electrons, and neutrons in them, and then they even go smaller than that, called quarks and stuff like that. And when they get right down to it, they're actually vibrational frequency energy. So that's where we are at our core level. So when I did this, and I was just demoing here, just like this, James, so I could show you. It's like, hey, this is what you can do. You can put your grandkids in here. You can put your family in here. You can put your work department in here. You can put, if you're a farmer, you can put your herd of cows in here, your flock of chickens in here. I know, and you can, and it works. While I did this and I vibrated the 3 minutes out of frequencies, one of the people on the Zoom call came in and she goes, I got to go report something. I go, well, what's that, Charlene? She goes, well, just before getting on the call, I was eating, something with hot melted cheese. I liked it so much. It tasted so good. I kept taking another bite and I just really thoroughly burned the roof of my mouth. The roof of my mouth was super sore. I was developing a blister over there. And after these frequencies, so this just happened, just now, my pain is gone. My blister's gone. And I'm sitting
Crazy.
there going like, what? I was just trying to show people how it worked. I wasn't expecting a testimonial,
That's awesome.
right? So when people go through, so everybody on that Zoom call, it's recorded, it's up there. I don't remember what date it was, but you can go look at that because I was like, I get blown away by it, right? So, and it's amazing. So, anyways, that's how you do. That's how you do a, these are the different ways how you can create clients. So you can see on my database here, I'm going to get rid of it. I've got individuals here. These are individuals. I've got a demo, what I did of somebody. You can see all the different Healy user groups I've done, right? Sometimes I call it Healy user group. Here's one I did, me and this guy together. I thought, why not do both of us? So I just did two of us. I thought, well, that's easy. I get a twofer, you know. This is my cousin's dog, right? You can see the little dog. I just took a picture of the dog there. What else do I have in here? I showed you the house plants. I showed you that. Yeah, I did some other calls. Oh, yeah. Actually, I was taking a picture of the guy's barn, right? Upstairs flock. Right? I didn't actually have the bird things there and showing him how to go through to do it, with the flock of his chickens where he sells eggs.
I do have another question.
Okay.
So if we want to share these frequencies with someone we care about and they're not really, like, they don't really believe it, can
Yeah.
you share it with them without their knowledge? Or is that against, like,
It's a good question. And so it's best if you've got their permission.
right, okay,
That's the way I've treated it. And then there's another part where I've gone through and I was like, okay, so and so, let's say I'm not talking to them. We all have had that situation where somebody's, not talking to us right now, right?
right,
So have you ever said a prayer for somebody?
absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I've put them in and I've done it as a frequency prayer.
Okay,
That's
Good
kind of
to
how I've done it because all I know is there's only things beneficial that come out of this, and I'll hold them in there and I say, you know what? If you're willing and if this kind of works, I'm going to go send these frequencies out
okay,
to them. And I don't then, see what happens. I don't have a testimonial on that, but that's just kind of how I've framed it
okay,
over there. But
That's
I think
good
it's
to know.
best. I think it's really best if somebody goes through here and says, hey, Julie, is it okay? Can I add you to the database? I know you may not believe it. It's okay. Yeah, I'm a wacko, but just humor me. Let me go help
Right.
you while you're dealing with your sickness here. I mean, what's it going to hurt?
right,
You're there.
exactly.
I'm here. Let's just go do it.
Okay, that's good. That's a good way to approach it.
Yep.
I also personally was recommended to buy into the biogenic, am I saying this right? The Healy Biogenic Revitalization Program.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what that program does, and that's not on the paperwork that I was able to download. So I was just wondering if you knew a tidbit about what that program consists of.
I do. I do not have that subscription, but we do
Okay,
have it. So I talked to somebody a while ago that had it. So I got sort of I got a secondhand report. So if we go
okay,
in there, let's go through here and I'm going to find it because we all have it. If we have a residence, we will have it on our program here. And it's called, let's see, is it vital substances? What would you say it was called again? I just lost the name.
I've got Healy Biogenics,
That's about it.
Bioenergetics, right
There it
here.
is, bioenergetic. Right, yeah, I got confused. Right here.
That's one, right?
Okay, so here we go. This will allow me to show you something else. So when you're here in the Blue Dot app,
Mm-hmm.
over here, when you read this, you see in the brackets, everybody, where it says 12. That means there's 12 sub programs underneath this heading.
Oh, okay.
Up here, like Healy stimulation programs, there's what? 7.
7.
Yep,
Okay.
very good. And then Healy learning, 9.
Yep.
Okay, so then I wondered, well, what's this little eye over here? Let me go over there and touch that. So when I touched it the first time, came over here and I got a blank screen. I went, oh, that's nice. And then I thought, well, okay, but there's that eye again up here. See that up at the top of my screen? So I went through and I touched that. Oh, there it is. It says Healy Bioenergetic Revitalization Programs. Okay,
Okay.
great. Didn't give me much, but watch this. When I click the X and it goes away, now I got the names of those 12 programs.
Oh, okay.
So I'll show you that again just so that we go through and see that because it took me a while to figure that out, but I wanted to pass that little tip on. So you go here, it's like, wow, I wonder what's in there. Okay, so there I am under the Healy Bioenergetic Revitalization. I come over here and I touch this. Comes up blank. So then I go up to that eye up here on top. I touch that. And immediately 2 things happen. You see it in the back?
Yeah.
It came up, but it's got this here. So I just get rid of that. Now I've got the name of those programs.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool. So this is
Yes.
going to go ahead.
No, it's interesting because I muscle test for myself lately to see what programs that I resonate with.
Yes.
That one's been coming up a lot.
Okay. Okay.
So I was
So-
curious about it.
Yeah. So what I understand about this one, this is this is a program that sort of I might jokingly call it the Fountain of Youth.
Okay.
program, okay, because it's got things in here to regeneration 1, regeneration 2, regeneration 3. This is to help re-stimulate and get the body going. Oh, we want to re-stimulate nerves, bones, tissues, holistic support.
Right.
Pineal gland, epigenetic harmonization, youth, cell. It's focusing on us at that level.
Okay.
So I'm going to go here. Let's go through and just have fun and see. I'm going to change the client. I'm going to get our call today. And let's go run that program on us.
Okay.
What did I call us again? It's Zoom, right? Didn't I start off with a Zoom name today?
Zoom family, I think you said.
Yeah, okay, thanks. There it is, down at the bottom, Zoom family. So now I come over here and I'm going to go through and find that. There it is, right? I come over here, I select that. So now I've got the picture. We know that I've gotten a vibration for us, right?
Yep.
And now I've got the Healy Bioenergetic Revitalization Program. So that's the program. And then there's this focus statement. So people go like, well, what does that mean? Well, one of the ways to help this while you're running it, you just kind of put your intention towards what you want. And again, I know it seems like woo-woo, but it's think about that thing. You're thinking about somebody and then they call you, right? So you kind of loosely, you weren't directly modifying your intention, but I have a friend of mine who goes, watch this, I can put my attention in a certain place and I can get somebody to call me in 10 minutes. And I've watched him do it a number of times and it actually happens. So I go like, wow, that's pretty interesting. I don't know how you do that, but that's, you seem to be pretty powerful at what you're doing there. So in this case here, we put our intention and we're saying, what do we have the greatest resonance for? And so in this part here, Julie, we know that we're working, it's like muscle testing in a way. And,
Yep.
we've got that, we are focusing in this area, like what are the top 5 programs for me? What does my body need right now?
Mhm.
Okay, so there we go. So now I'm going to start the analysis. So I'm thinking about, so we can all think about that as a group. What
Yep.
do we have for a need as a group under that database? You guys all ready?
Yep.
Okay, so came up with this as a group, 63%. This is how we read it. Here's the date, the timestamp, and it says pineal gland. Then at 57%, cell. Then at 49%, holistic support, 48% nerves, and 47% tissue.
Hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to choose vibrate.
Interesting.
And what the heck? I'm going to give us almost 3 minutes and then we can just talk here for a little bit, but I might as well send this kind of good love over here. And I'm going like, oh my God, James is actually looking a lot younger right now. Holy cow. Isn't that amazing how fast that worked, huh, James? I'm just teasing because I can see you on my screen right now. But
You can't see me, can you? You can't see me.
no, it just says Julie's iPad.
Yeah, I have a setting on my iPad I think got shut off.
Yeah, okay. Well, no, actually, in the Zoom call, when you go through the Julie at the bottom, you can go through there where you can turn your mute on or off or your video on or off.
Oh, all right. Well, like I said, technology.
Yeah, no, I know it. I hear you.
I'll remember that for next time.
Yep. I mean, it doesn't take too long here. I mean, watch this. I can go through and I can stop my video in a moment. I go away and I start my video. You don't have to. I don't care. Maybe you're shy. You don't want to come up there tonight, but it can
No,
go
that's all
it
right.
can go that fast. There you go. See?
I'm here.
Yeah, there
Hello.
you are. See how fast you got it. And I have people that, you know, when I've gone through, I was talking to, this is one of my favorite stories. I was sharing Healy with an 84-year-old woman out in Pasadena, California. She was very interested in acquiring a Healy. She was a good friend of mine's mom. I had never met her before. So I'm on a Zoom call with her just like we all are right now. So I went, oh, okay, Laura, I'm going to get ready. I did the intention part. She sent me a picture. I added her in as a client. And then I said, okay, let me go through. I ran a scan. And then I sent, you know, just like we're doing right now, 3 minutes of stuff over to her. As I'm doing it, she's going like, holy cow, that's powerful. Oh my God, I can feel that. That's amazing. I'm sitting here going like, really? Right? Wow. And she's just gone through. And so she's 84. And at the completion of it, she goes, John, I'm going to have to go. I just want to go take a break, get a drink of water, and I think I want to go lay down.
Wow.
Okay. All right. You know, whatever. Got it. 75 minutes, 90 minutes passed. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I haven't called my friend Rachel to let her know what happened with her mom. But I'm wondering if she's okay, right? So I get my hands and I get to go put them on the keyboard because I had her text number, right? And I thought, oh, I'll go text her and I'll ask her how she is. I put my hands on the keyboard like I'm going to go text her. And on my text message comes a message from her. I am fine. That was wonderful. I didn't even have a chance to ask the question yet. Well, I did. I was thinking of it, but she already gave me an answer. And like she was an intuitive,
Very
you know,
intuitive.
very intuitive. So she could pick up where I was and how it was. And anyways, my experience has been 10 to 15% of people can actually feel the vibrations like we're doing just now.
Mhm.
85% can't, 90% can't, but it doesn't mean you're not getting the benefit, because I've talked to people who don't feel anything, and they call me like the lady with the burned pizza mouth. She couldn't feel, the vibrations as they were, but she had the effect of them. So I just create that distinction so people have a handle of what that distinction is all about.
Hey,
So
John, I
good
got a
question.
question before you
Yep.
get done.
Yep.
Um, could you go over that again about, I went to go use my Healy today when I got home from work. It's only the second day I've had it.
Okay.
Well, first day actually, because I ran some programs this morning and I turned it off. I went to work and I come back. I went to turn it back on and it told me I had to use my master key. What's the deal with that?
Okay.
I had to go use my master key and then I had to do all the synchronization and all that again.
Okay. Um, well, theoretically, once you're all done, you shouldn't be having to see that again. I mean, master key can be kind of an interesting topic in and of itself, but the short of a master key is, so first I'll just explain the concept of a master key. Blue Dot, this Blue Dot app is storing everything up in the cloud. Okay. And it has to be secure because, in a way, it's like medical information, HIPAA violations, all that kind of stuff. So they create a cryptography key that's unique to just you. Okay. So they create this key, and this key, once it's created, they can create like a PDF file of it, so it's your digital key. Okay. Um, and you created that, let's say you were using your iPad. Okay. So you used your iPad, boom, it got it. You have the master key. Now you say, you know what? I also have another device. I've got an iPhone, or I've got a second iPad, right? I would like to be able to run it on there with my Healy, but I'd also like to have all my client information that I have so that when I log on to this second device, that I've got it there as well. So in that case there, I'm not going to go through it tonight because we don't have enough time, but I can send you a video. Or I can help you on this thing. You just have you have that master key and you've stored it somewhere on your computer, your Dropbox, your iCloud account, your Google Drive account. It'll be in there and it'll say Healy master key and a date. So when you go through to install the Blue Dot app on that second or third device, it's going to say, "Oh, do you have a master key?" You go, "Oh, yeah, yeah, I remember doing that. I saved it." So then you go over and you access it wherever you saved it, and it puts that master key on that device. So now you've got the same set of car keys on those two different devices that can go up to the cloud and open it up and bring your information. So it doesn't matter if you're using your iPad, your iPhone, or your Android, whatever, you get the same information across all three platforms.
Yeah, but this
Okay.
was all on the same. This was all on the same device.
Right. I just wanted to explain the concept. I'm coming to your question now. I thought, okay, so what I don't know what happened is it sounds to me like there might have been some kind of a technical glitch because if the first time when you set it up, it probably said, okay, where do you want to save your master key? And most people don't know what that means. They don't know what to do with it. So I don't know what they do with it. If they didn't watch a video where they just kind of got a little background like I just gave, I don't know what they do with it. I would store it. So let's just say, I don't know what you did with your master key, but that shouldn't have prevented your device because it sounds to me like you used it successfully. And then you
Right.
say when you came back a second time that your master key, I mean, when you logged into it, it's like, hello, I got to go do that whole process all over again. That to me sounds like a glitch. Okay, I don't know why you had a glitch. All right. I would just go through on that thing and go through and say, create a new master key, get rid of the old one, whatever it is, go through that process, get a new master key, put it in there. And then, the worst case is you just have to enter in your data again. Take a picture of yourself, record your vibration, put in your birth date, birthplace, and you're good to go. And it shouldn't ever happen again. Okay. You shouldn't have it. That was some kind of a glitch. I don't know what happened, but I've never had that kind of an error. And actually, your error is the first time I've heard that particular error coming up. And I've been at it for a year. So,
Well,
but I'm not
we
trying to diminish
I
your
had to do,
experience either.
I had to load this thing, almost 3 times. Me and Kara had a heck of a time trying to get this synced in. I actually had to give it to my daughter because I'm not technical savvy like she is. She's in her 30s and
Yeah.
this is what she does for a living. So I gave it to her and they finally got it going. But it took me like 3 master keys and everything to try to get it going.
Yeah. I'm not sure what happened. Did you watch the video before doing it?
I had Kara helping me do it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But
It should
like I said,
sometimes, yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry you had a bad first experience like that, James. I'm glad, and hopefully you're over it. If you have that again, I think Kara gave me a little briefing about your experience. The three of us, we can go do a Zoom call together. I'll help you out again. It shouldn't happen. I haven't heard that happen. I'm really not technical support, but maybe I can see what you did and I can figure out what happened because I do, I am kind of technical, but then again, I'm not. But I've been able to, fudge through these things for a year. So your experience is new to me, but I don't see, I'm not sure, I wasn't there looking over your shoulder to watch you push the buttons. Like I've watched my mom's on this. I've watched my mom push some things and I go like, I wonder why she's pushing that. I wouldn't push that. She doesn't know. She's just doing her best.
right.
You know what I mean? And I go like, so sometimes I know that it's not intuitive if you're not kind of a technical, you don't have that kind of, brain on that part.
Well, I am and I ain't. I know how to follow directions,
Yeah,
um,
right.
but
That's
it
why I
just,
asked if you watched the video because the video is really helpful.
no, I didn't watch any video. I turned it on and just started following the directions of
Yeah,
what it said on the
yeah.
screen.
And that should have worked. And that should have worked. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what you did and why it didn't, but it should have worked.
But I deleted everything and then started over from scratch.
Okay, I hear you. Well, you shouldn't have that happen anymore. That's not normal, not usual. And we probably could take a survey of the people on the call here, and they probably no one else had that experience, but you did, and that's too bad. And I'm sorry you did. Um, and if it happens again, I'll go to work with you and Karen. We'll see what we can't do. And if it's maybe you got a glitchy thing, and maybe we need to go get some support help beyond that.
But as I said, I'll find out tomorrow when I come home and run it, start running it again.
Okay. 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 Sounds good. Sounds
Okay,
good.
thank you.
Well, yeah, and there is just to let you know, besides me doing this here on Thursday night to support our kind of group of Healy users, you can also ask Kara. I don't have it right here at my fingertips right now, but I can get it on there's on Telegram. Kara should tell you this. If you put an app on your
Well, she probably has, but I'm not,
okay.
yeah,
On Telegram, there's a Telegram group. It's a messaging group, and I know some of us just go like, "That's the last thing I need." But there's a Telegram group, which is a messaging app, which Healy has adopted, and in there's a larger U.S. group of people like us in the field, and there's some people that have like 2 years and 3 years of experience with Healy because Healy got launched here in the U.S. Almost a year and a half ago, but some people had earlier access. And they have a thing on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock called Tech Tip Tuesday. And that's all they're there for. They've got some of these senior guys and gals who've been using it. And that's just another spot where you could just log in on a Zoom call and ask questions. And they're there to help you. So in case if you didn't want to wait till Thursday, you can't get a hold of Kara, it's another resource to get up to speed. I will let you know this after a couple of weeks, you should have learned the behavior of your Healy and learned the thing on there so that you can really begin to start to feel more confident in both using the device and then having the experience of the frequencies. So in the beginning, I get you, it's overwhelming because I was there in the beginning. I was overwhelmed with it. And we didn't have something like this. It was sort of like me sitting in the house by myself trying to figure it out. So that's why I came up with this idea. I thought, you know what, I want to be able to help people use this. Brand new. There should be a place where I don't have to just go through and put something in on a support call, put in a support ticket where I can't talk to somebody like you're talking with me right now, James, right? Because that just somehow being iterative and having somebody hear and feel your problem just sort of helps so you're not out there alone because, heck, these are expensive devices and they're very powerful, but it's certainly nice to have a little bit of support. So I'm going to show you one thing, and then I'm going to probably wrap it up unless there's another question. Because I like to kind of keep it to an hour so people don't get burned out because I value an hour of your time. On your resonance, the people, what I've begun to do, and I think this is good to do, is, you know, you see here's a thing called I Ching. Well, there's 64 of them. Over here's a thing called Creative Homeopathy Psych, 348. These are other programs that are there that send out frequencies. Here's another one down here called Schussler salts. Some people who are into homeopathy know exactly what this means. Some of us who aren't, don't. So one way that I've begun to learn on this, if all of a sudden I had some curiosity on this, I would take this name here. So like, let's say over here, this I Ching. This is one I haven't spent enough time with this particular database, but what I did is I'm going to stop sharing on this. I'm going to start sharing here because I'll show you what I just did. Desktop. And I went to YouTube. And I plugged in I Ching, and now I've got a YouTube of about, 10 minutes, and I can go through, and obviously it's like, oh, it says I Ching, Book of Changes that can predict the future. All right, well, I really don't know a whole lot about that, but apparently we got some vibrational things that do stuff. I will plug in here, and I'll plug in the name of the different programs. So like I Ching, Alaskan gemstone, right? That's the name of another one of it, And I can go through here and go like, oh, what are these gemstones, right? What do they do, right? And, for healing kind of stuff. I look in here and I'll look and let me try Schussler salt. So SHUESSLERSALTS, right? So I can go through, and here it is, the 12 cell salts of Dr. Schussler, okay? I can go through or the important facts of these cell salts, level 1, right? So if you don't know, it's like, well, I got this program on here. I don't know if I should run it. What the heck do they do?
Grammarly is your personal writing assistant for.
And this is how I've been teaching myself with some of what Healy has given us, going, what is the role? So here, all of a sudden I get a little video. I can begin to watch this person who actually works with cell salts. And I go like, oh, structural role. Oh, apparently she's, probably telling us something that, bones, teeth, connectives, they need these kind of salts, the salt of calcium, right? So you can learn about this and then you can vibrate these frequencies into yourself. But this is a way that you can become more intuitive. I figured out with these Schussler cell salts that they also tend to help, like when if I were to get a headache. I'm trying to see if she has more slides on this one. But that was one thing that I had figured out, and somebody had told me that you could, get this. So let's see.
That's good information. Thank you.
I'm gonna have to unmute myself. All right, I didn't want the video to play. Does that help out just to give an idea of how to go learn what we've got in our Healy?
Yes, good information. Thank you.
Yeah. So they've got, I'm gonna go back, so I'm gonna stop sharing this. And I'm gonna go back to sharing my iPad screen. And there it is. So here we are back here, over here. So obviously, look, so you can look up, there it was, I looked up Schussler salts. I got Alaskan gem, oh, it's a gem elixirs. I put gemstones. No wonder we got stones. I didn't type in the name right. I bet if I typed in elixirs, I would have got something, relative to that. Australian bush flowers, right? Bach flower remedies. So this is a way that you can learn about these other essences that they've captured the frequencies. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of, I know there's folks on this call where they work with essential oils like doTERRA essential oils. And so they share these oils and then they've reported and had very good results on, because those oils have certain frequencies of the rose petal, of a lemon, of a eucalyptus, and combinations of them that they actually create healing. So it's like vibrations captured within the essence of an oil. Well, we've got the frequencies of those vibrations captured in a database, and then Healy will blast that out into our field.
All
So
right, good deal.
if I don't hear any more questions, I'll kind of keep us off and go, unless somebody's got a burning question, otherwise we'll save it for the next week. And I'll just remind you, tomorrow morning, Nuno Nina, gold programs. I mean, if you really want to see, he is really good. I'll just give one more last little bit. I'm a patient of his now. And why did I want to do that? I don't have anything critically wrong with me, but I wanted to actually learn more about frequencies. So I'm actually working with him, as he's working with me, and I've got a machine called Time Waver where Healy came from. So he can use my Time Waver machine, which is a big frequency machine, to do special types of, work on frequencies that does a little more than our Healy. But then I get to learn how he thinks. And then when I learn how he thinks, every Thursday, I can pass on what I'm learning on to you guys. So in this case here, you can be right there tomorrow morning and you can interact and you can ask a question of him. And, I don't know if it's going to be recorded or not, but I'm going to make an effort on my part to be there. So 8 o'clock on the East Coast and 7 o'clock in the morning for us here in the, Central Time Zone. So I just remind you guys of that. And if there aren't any other questions, I'll call it a wrap for tonight.
No, thank you, John.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Glad I joined.
Yeah, you bet. All right. We'll see everybody next week.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.